Hey guys, here is the story of two entrepreneurs named Ben and Jerry. You may have heard of their ice cream. They were not only entrepreneurs, but they were best friends. Here's their story. Ben Cohen and Jerry Greenfield, ice cream makers. In 1978, Ben Cohen and Jerry Greenfield opened a homemade ice cream shop in an old, rundown gas station in Burlington, Vermont. Ben & Jerry's is now a $160 million international company. Ben and Jerry make great ice cream, but they also use their business as a tool for social change. They call their method values-led business. Their commitment to social values has paid off big in profits and loyalty for their customers and employees. Ben Cohen and Jerry Greenfield were born in 1951 in Brooklyn, New York. The two boys met in junior high school after their families had moved to Merrick, New York. Ben and Jerry were the two slowest, fattest kids in the 7th grade gym class. On the day they met, the class was running laps on a school track. The coach yelled, "Cohen, Greenfield, if you can't do the mile in under 7 minutes, you're going to have to do it again." Ben answered, "But coach, if we can't do the mile in under 7 minutes the first time, how are we going to do it in under 7 minutes the second time?" From that day on, they knew they would be best friends. All through junior high and high school, the two were best friends. During the summers, they worked for Ben's father, sorting direct mail ads by zip code. Another thing the friends had in common was their love for food, especially ice cream. Ben had inherited his love for ice cream from his father, who often ate a half a gallon of ice cream after dinner. In their senior year, Ben got a job driving an ice cream truck. The happiness on the children's faces when they took their first taste of the ice cream treats made a strong impression on Ben. After high school, Ben and Jerry headed to college. Ben applied to only one college, Colgate University. He chose Colgate because the catalog said there were fireplaces in each dorm. Ben was not a serious student. After taking classes at several colleges, he dropped out for good in 1972. Jerry applied to several schools but was accepted only to Oberlin. His plan was to become a doctor, but when he graduated, he could not find a medical school that would admit him. Jerry gave up his plan of becoming a doctor and headed back to New York. Then he got together with Ben, who had spent the previous few years doing odd jobs. The two decided to go into business together. Since both loved to eat, a food business seemed like a good choice. They wanted to start their business in a small town, and they wanted to make something they liked to eat: ice cream. Neither of them knew anything about making ice cream, so they signed up for a correspondence course from Penn State. It cost $5 and they were broke, so they sent in one fee and split the course. After passing the exam, they figured they knew enough to get started. The next question was where to put their store. They decided on Burlington, Vermont. It had a young population with lots of college kids, and it did not have an ice cream parlor. Ben and Jerry moved to Burlington. They found an old abandoned gas station downtown. They signed a 1-year lease and began to work on their ice cream recipes. It was the winter of 1977 and 1978. There was no heat in the gas station. There were 6 inches of ice on the floor. They could see daylight through holes in the roof. Ben and Jerry lived on saltines, 3 boxes for $1, and sardines, 3 cans for $1. When they needed a break from working, they went down the street to the bus station where they could use the bathroom and warm up. Their first few tries at making ice cream yielded mixed results. Jerry later said an early batch of rum raisins was so badly mixed that it stretched and bounced. But by the summer, they were turning out delicious batches of ice cream mixed in a 4.5-gallon freezer. When they ran out, they hung a "no ice cream" sign in the window. People loved their ice cream, but they loved coming to Ben and Jerry's even when the ice cream was sold out. Customers drank the fresh squeezed lemonade and listened to the piano player, or they just came in to hang out. Ben and Jerry were what many people of the 1960s and 70s called hippies. Hippies believed that people should think more about peace and love and less about making money. Jerry later said, "When we grow up, it wasn't cool to be a businessman. So their goal was to make people happy with their ice cream, not to become rich." At the end of the first year, the business wasn't making any money, but Ben and Jerry had promised each other that if they made it through the first year, they would celebrate by giving away ice cream. On May 5th, 1979, they began the anniversary celebration they still carry on today, Free Cone Day. Every year on this day, all Ben and Jerry's stores give away free ice cream cones all day. For the next 3 years, Ben and Jerry's sales increased, but each year they failed to make a profit. To keep their product, the people's ice cream, they had to keep their prices low. It was clear they had a choice: raise the prices or go out of business. So they raised the prices. Ben and Jerry's began expanding their business. In 1980, they bought an ice cream factory and started selling their ice cream in local stores. The ice cream was a big hit. The public liked their unusual flavors, such as Chunky Monkey, Cherry Garcia, and Rainforest Crunch. Time magazine called it the best ice cream in the world. Today, Ben and Jerry's ice cream is sold in nearly every state. By April of 1997, there were 168 Ben and Jerry's scoop shops. Every carton lid shows a picture of the two partners enjoying their product. When they started their business, Ben and Jerry had two goals. First, they believed that work should be fun. If it isn't fun, why do it? Became their motto. Ben and Jerry knew how to have fun. They held parties and funny contests for their employees. In 1983, they created the world's largest sundae, earning a spot in the Guinness Book of World Records. The sundae weighed 27,102 pounds and was covered with 1,400 pounds of syrup. In 1988, Ben created his Joy Gang. Its purpose was to bring joy and laughter to employees of Ben & Jerry's. They wanted their workers to feel as though they were part of a family. Ben & Jerry's second goal was to help the community. The company donates 7.5% of its profits to community groups. Many of these groups focus on helping needy children. The Ben & Jerry Foundation helps groups that clean up the environment, teach people job skills, and treat drug-addicted mothers. Ben & Jerry work by a business model called values-based business. Values-based business is based on the idea that business has a responsibility to the people who support it. In a larger sense, it has a responsibility to society as a whole. Values-based business means more than just giving money to good causes. Many profit-oriented businesses do make charitable contributions. It means business decisions are based on social values, not profit. Socially beneficial actions must be a part of the day-to-day operations of the company. In other words, the mission and operations of the company must center on the values the company leaders think are important. This is different from a traditional business model that makes the decisions based on profits first. Ben & Jerry's values led what they do. Their values center on helping other people and working to save the environment. So every decision they make must work toward these goals. For example, before they buy milk from a dairy, they make sure that the dairy treats its employees fairly and doesn't pollute the environment. They buy nuts from the rainforest to discourage the cutting down of trees there. They treat their own employees well, providing good benefits and a pleasant working place. As Ben and Jerry say in their book, Ben and Jerry's Double Dip business has now become the most powerful force in society. We cannot solve social problems unless businesses accept a leadership role. That in turn requires the business to act in the interests of the common good. Business is just a tool. It can be used to improve the quality of life in general or just to maximize profits. As Ben and Jerry have shown, the values-led business can still be highly profitable. Many customers are loyal to a company if they believe in the company's values. Employees will work harder for a company that cares about their welfare. When customers, employees, and investors feel loyalty to a company, profits will increase. Ben and Jerry also feel that there's a spiritual aspect to business, which is usually overlooked. Love, kindness, and caring need to be a part of every aspect of our lives, including the workplace. Over the years, a lot of people have questioned whether values-based businesses could work. At first, Ben and Jerry was criticized by the media, by Wall Street, and by other business leaders, but it has come to earn the respect of those same critics. For Ben Cohen and Jerry Greenfield have proven that a socially responsible business can indeed work. In 1988, Ben and Jerry were named Small Business Persons of the Year. The award was presented by President Ronald Reagan. As he presented the award, Reagan repeated a phrase often included in business textbooks: "The business of America is business." Ben and Jerry would put a new twist on that old saying. Their version is, "The business of business is America." As Ben and Jerry have shown, what's good for America is also good for business. Good luck on the quiz. I look forward to seeing your slideshow. The last question is just for fun. It doesn't actually count.